Perfect. Oh, I didn't save the photos. What's good, Jeremy? To Shag. What's up, Love God? Care Bear roll call. Care Bear roll call. What's good? What's up, Truth Rises? Who we got? Javille, Nala, Tasha, got you. My bad. Mikal, Collective, Care Bear, roll call. How's everyone? Energy has been chaotic. We just had a full moon. We're about to have the Lion Gates portal. So I know everything's kind of hectic. Hopefully you guys are holding on. What's up, user? What's up, Earth Angel? I'm pretty good. How are you? Leah, appreciate the follow. Your name rhymes with my sister's name. Air hug. What's up, Melissa? Rush, thank you. Right back at you, Aligned. Ja, what's up? How you been? All right, TikTok, you guys know what to do. Get me to 30K likes and we will begin. Before we get started, if you guys have any questions, you guys want to vibe out, now's the time to ask. Chilling, that's fire. How was your day? It was pretty cool. I went to the gym. It was leg day. I hate doing lives after a leg day because leg day, I hate it so much. It's like so exhausting, but I'm like, let me hop on today. I appreciate the heart, man. What's up, JT? How are things on your side? It's pretty cool. Everything's been pretty chill. Your friend, thank you. Why do haters be hating? You just gotta ignore them, honestly. Haters don't really exist in my reality. You want to be independent from my ex? Cut the cord. Unc, appreciate the rose. I'll catch maybe 10 minutes of this because I like that. Your friend, thank you. Yeah, I ignore all the negativity. It doesn't exist in my reality. Where are you from, planet Earth? No, I'm kidding. I'm from LA. Melissa, appreciate the follow. Mox, appreciate the follow. Hey guys, that wasn't the nicest thing for me to do, and you guys start following me when I said that. That's funny. Look at all the Jezzies in the comments because they know I'm going to be talking about them today. That's why. Every time I start talking about these things, the narcs are all like, why are you talking about this? Why you got to expose us? My bad, guys. My bad. Hey, narcs, I'm not judging you guys. I'm just going to be talking about what you guys be doing. It's 5 a.m. for you? You're an early riser. How dare you? Hey, that's a cool name for them, though. Jezzies? I'm gonna say that throughout the stream, if anything. Jezzies. I appreciate the heart, man. But guys, get me to 30K likes on TikTok and we will get started. YouTube, hit that like button. Truth rises. You are amazing mod. The mods are amazing. W to you guys. Throughout this stream, just to let you guys know, I subscribe to me on YouTube. If you guys want to catch this stream like a little bit later, you can't stay for the full thing. I also do one-on-ones. And yeah, for those of you guys that are just new into these streams, my name is YNA, and I'll be talking about a lot about spiritual warfare and the Jezzies. Shout out to you who said that. Do I have chat groups like Discord or Facebook or anything? I don't. WW mods. Appreciate the heart, me. Like I always be saying, hopefully you guys have been having a good week, good month. It's been a lot of portals. Hopefully you guys are holding on, learning what you got to learn. Is soul ties a true thing? They are. We're going to be talking about that today as well when we get into talking about succubus. It's going to be a great month and a great year. Claim it. Man, so much is going on. You guys just got to hold on. Like anytime the energy is intense, that's how you know you're going to have like a blessing. That's how like I get through like any of my like quote unquote hard times. People start attacking you, things start going left. Just start thinking you're about to get some money or something. If you can hold on, if you like go home and you start freaking out, it's just going to get worse for you. Espresso, appreciate the follow. And also, if you ever think that you're like the only one going through something, just remember the world is a stage and like everyone is kind of pretending. So even if you think everyone else is doing good, everyone is like fighting some type of like silent battle. Is kind of like what I've been discovering. So it kind of like lets you know like we're all in this together. But the narcs will like make it seem like they're not going through anything. They'll make you feel like you're on your own with this. Do you wear Crocs? I used to. Yeah, I've been having like really vivid dreams lately as well. Riding the wave. What do you think about maintaining frequency and jumping timelines with another person? In order to jump timelines, wouldn't you have to elevate your frequency? So I don't get what you mean by maintain frequency. And when you say with like another person, are you talking about like with a love interest? Sometimes, guys, you can't take everyone to the top with you. Sometimes you could be elevating faster than a love interest or someone that you're dating. And sometimes that can hold you back because you don't want to let go of a specific person. I feel like that's like a lot of people's weakness too. It's the whole love thing. You got to kind of get to that love frequency where like you just love yourself. And I'm not saying to like leave people, like your goal is to leave people behind. But if people around you don't want to grow with you, it's like, what more can you do? You could love people from a distance. But guys, keep tapping the screens. Once we get to 30K likes, we will get started. For you guys that don't know, I am YNA. Someone messaged me and said, what does YNA stands for? It's You're Not Alone. Make sure you guys follow me. I haven't been going live as much, but I'm going to start hopping back on it. And yeah, subscribe to me on my YouTube. I do one-on-ones, everything link in the bio. All one thing, love one another, facts. I'm out here, I'm the guy they're talking about. You've been tagging me. You're highly favored, thank you. That sounds like a cool thing, like highly favored. But it's like the opposite. Highly favored, highly blessed. Those people get attacked the most. That's the only reason I'm able to talk about all these different things. And I'm a life path 11, so like you got to go through it to be able to like get the wisdom. What's my moon sign? I'm an Aries moon. What's the biggest trick demons do? They like to do like plausible deniability. They like to throw stones and like hide their hands. They like to attack you in a way where like you can't really call it out. That's why discernment is going to be so necessary on this journey. You have to kind of be strong within what you're seeing, because like everyone's lying out there. Like it's, the authentic people is barely any of us, to be honest. And the ones that are authentic, we're just in the house waiting for this stuff to get better. Do you believe in possession? I do, but not like in the way like the Hollywood movies like portrays it. Like they put the truth in movies and TV shows, but you kind of have to like decode it. It's not exactly what you're seeing on the screens. Which is never gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. We keep having mass awakenings. Eventually, the planet will get to the fire. That's why we came down here to help out with it. It might feel like we're fighting a losing battle, but hey, good always triumphs. What's up, Runda? How are you? All actors, exactly. But guys, we are at 22K likes on my TikTok. Keep tapping the screens. Once we hit 30K likes, we will get started. Everyone, welcome in, welcome in. Feel like I haven't talked to you guys in a minute. Hopefully you guys are in good spirits, drinking your water, staying out of the heat. And yeah. Can people possessed by narcissistic demons be saved by them? I know the answer and I will say it, but I am kind of curious what you guys think in the chat. For people that are narcissists, guys, and are possessed by these Jezebel spirits, do you think they can be saved? Or do you think it's like a permanent affliction? Say no, no, no. People say nope, nope. Truth Rises, thank you. A lot of people saying permanent. People are saying no, they can't be saved. Me, guys, I have the knowing, and you don't have to agree with me, but I do know that they can be saved. When you talk about these spirits that possess people, they possess people that vibrate low. Anyone has the ability to raise their frequency. But I will say that when someone made it get so bad that they became a narcissist, a lot of times they won't change, because change is very hard, but it's possible. If a narcissist has an ego death, like something very traumatic happens, and they're like, I gotta change, then yeah, they could definitely change. Now, how often is that happening? That's why a lot of people don't think it's possible. But guys, we had hit 30K likes on my TikTok. Thank you, thank you. For everyone coming in here right now, welcome in. My name is YNA. I talk about the toxic people, talk about the Jezzies. Well, today, yeah, we're gonna be breaking down like all 4 different spirits that will attack you through people. We're gonna be talking about narcissists, which is the Jezebels, monitoring spirits, succubus, and the agent Smiths, which are just basically the spirit of fear and deception. If you guys know or have heard of spiritual warfare, drop 1s in the chat. But if we have some newbies in here trying to figure out what this stuff is, drop 2s on the chat. Am I on YouTube? I am. If you guys want to watch this stream afterwards, subscribe. Link is going to be in the bio. But we got a lot of 1s in the chat. If you guys are in here, you didn't find me by accident. Well, majority of you guys, that means you guys are in alignment. And if you guys are in alignment with me, that means you guys are fighting for your life as well. That means that you guys are going through spiritual warfare. And this kind of stuff is something you have to see and live it to actually believe it. If before you awakened, rise of a hero, thank you. Ahab spirits a little bit. But yeah, if you guys, and appreciate all the gifts, by the way, guys. But if you guys believe it, yeah. So if you guys have like awakened, you guys have started to see that you are battling basically not flesh, but the spirits and principalities. Beforehand, if you went to your older self, or not older, younger, and you were to tell them about all this different stuff, they would not believe you. This is stuff you have to kind of wake up to, live it. Your mind has to awaken to see these things that's out here. And now that you see what's out here, you know that we are indeed in a spiritual warfare. And if we could simplify spiritual warfare, guys, it's basically designed to make you want to crash out. For some of you guys that don't know the term crash out, that basically means like go insane, be depressed, angry, lose your sense of self. We all got a mission on this planet, guys. A lot of you guys, well, people in the Matrix, they're not aware that they even have a mission. As you awaken and you start getting downloads, you start aligning with this knowledge, you start to see that you do have a purpose. And if you complete your purpose, you will be able to get off of this planet. A lot of you guys in here, this isn't your first time living on this planet. A lot of you guys that find me, you guys are old souls being reincarnated, trying to figure this stuff out. And if you guys, like I said, if you don't complete your mission, you will come back down here to do it again. And that's why these demons come your way, because it's all an energy thing. They want to siphon you of said energy so they can keep you on this planet, because your energy is what's supplying this matrix. And it's going to be like a lot of advanced stuff we're talking about in here, guys. If you don't know about the matrix, you're like, what are these crazy people talking about? Maybe this isn't alive for you. But for the ones that are awakened, we do know we are in a matrix controlled by people at the top called the elites. And everything on this planet is basically an energy harvesting system. And not even just systems, people, spirits are attacking you through people that don't want to do the work, people that are staying in a lower frequency. Someone asked me earlier, do I believe in possession? Like I said, if someone is vibrating at a lower frequency, they allow themselves to get possessed by their traumas. When you got people doing the annoying things they do to you guys, poking at you, lying on your name, just being demonic, that's based on like some trauma that they went through in the past and they weren't able to figure it out. And because they weren't able to figure it out, now hurt people, and now they're coming at you because you guys carry a light. You guys carry a light. You guys carry a rare anointing. And that light will irritate people's demons. How many of you guys your whole life you felt like you were hated without cause? You were trying to be the most positive you can be, but for some reason, people just never liked you. Drop Y and A in the chats to let people know that they're not alone. And for a lot of you guys would probably be thinking like the whole time growing up that, oh, I'm the issue. I'm the issue. Because if all these people are just not liking me, that must mean there's something I'm not doing. So maybe a big chunk of your first period of your life, you were trying to figure out what you weren't doing. Was it the way you talked? Was it because you didn't like the same things as them? But the more you try to figure that out, the more you start to realize that these people are just never going to like you. And that's because you have a light. And your light irritates these people's demons. But in spiritual warfare, guys, like I said, it's all possession. These people don't even know why they don't like you. But at the same time, if the spirit is attacking you through the person, the vessel has to find a reason why they don't like you. in order to avoid the cognitive dissonance. Soul ETV, thank you. All you guys throwing gifts my way, thank you. I truly appreciate it. Thank you guys for giving me a platform. But like I said, when it comes to people, they're not going to know why they don't like you, but they have to find that reason. You'll hear some of the reasons that people will justify not liking you, and it would just sound ridiculous. But before you were awakened, you kind of took everything at face value. You didn't really think people were lying to you. If they didn't say they didn't like you, then you thought these people liked you. Whole time they despised you. In this spiritual warfare, guys, you guys gotta learn to like read between the lines. Throughout this stream, we're gonna talk a lot about like people projecting their jealousy, their hatred, their insecurities. Understand that like if someone is jealous of you, they won't say it out loud. No one's gonna come up to you and be like, hey, I'm jealous, so this is why I'm acting this way. That's why your whole life you were probably confused because people wasn't saying these things out loud. And also too, because you guys grew up in the family system that you grew up in, you never thought someone could even be jealous of you. You never even thought you were probably attractive. You didn't think you were intelligent. All the gifts you had growing up, you didn't even think you had gifts. Because when you have a light and when you have a rare anointing, people are going to try to make you feel invisible. If you guys have had that happen, drop ones down in the chat. I had just dropped a video, your appearance will make people do this. And in that video, I talked about how people will go out of their way to make you feel like you're invisible, like you don't know what you're doing. Having a light, guys, is going to attract a lot of contrarians. If you guys don't know what contrarians are, it's someone that's always trying to go against you, disagree with you, devil's advocate. You have that happen to you enough, that's why you're going to start thinking you're the issue. Because why is it like a majority of people are saying the same things and maneuvering this way? That's why for a lot of us, it took us a minute to actually wake up. Because we're kind of conditioned to believe that if a majority of people are thinking this way, then it must be true. But that's how the matrix is a thing. Everyone is kind of believing and just following what the people at the top is telling them. But as you guys were growing up, you guys always felt like this stuff was off. You just didn't know how to articulate it. You just didn't know how to put it into words, but you always felt like something was just off. But if you even tried to question anything, thank you. But if you even tried to question anything, you would be the issue. Irma saying thank you. I got the questions afterwards though. But if you were the one that had to question anything, saying why is a big no-no in the matrix. Because not only are we in the matrix, but you can also call this the Truman Show. And in the matrix, the Truman Show, one rule is you're not supposed to question any of these things. But you guys are naturally curious people, so you always were just asking why, and that was just getting you guys into a lot of trouble. But also understand, guys, spiritual warfare is a constant battle to lower your frequency. Where my high frequency people at? Drop ones in the chat. Where are my light workers, chosen ones, star seeds? Whatever you guys go through, drop ones in the chat. Black sheeps, generational curse breakers. Drop those ones. Roll call. Earth angels, forgot about that term. That's why you can feel the energy in here, not even just with me, but with people down there. When you guys are conversing with each other, you guys are finally going to think like, oh, wow, there's finally people that think like me. People that vibrate on a similar frequency. Now, unfortunately, guys, there's not really much of us out there. When you go out into society, there's going to be people constantly trying to lower your frequency. Now, when you have the difference between a high vibrational person, when you're high vibrational, you're someone that is just naturally happy. You're thinking positive thoughts. You want everybody to win. You're just like a bundle of light. Now, low vibrational people, and it doesn't matter like what you go through, it's their decisions that's like making them like that. Because high vibrational doesn't mean that you guys didn't go through any trauma. If anything, you guys went through even more, but you guys didn't let that turn you guys into evil people. How many of you guys had some crazy trauma, like some trauma you can't even speak out loud because the stuff doesn't even sound real? Drop ones down in the chat. And I'm only asking that to show people that you don't have to let your trauma define you. Soul TV, we'll talk. Thank you for the gift. Your trauma doesn't have to define you, and we are living testaments of that. We went through the dirt, and honestly, as soon as we was born, it was a straight battle. Irma saying thank you. Like I said, I got you guys on questions afterwards. But yeah, it was a straight battlefield for us. But we didn't let that turn us into monsters. We did our shadow work. We stayed doing high vibrational things. We turned our pain into gain. Some of you guys put that into your finances, into your physical health, into your spirituality. And you guys are the light beings that you guys are today. Now, when it comes to the low vibrational people, those are the people that thought they couldn't do anything to solve their trauma. They're people that had one kind of trauma happen to them and they just shut off their emotions. Instead of healing, they chase things to just keep them on a lower frequency. And all those people has a different vice. And depending on the vice is what turns them into a different type of demon. For example, someone, instead of choosing to heal, they choose to chase lust. They choose to chase smecks over healing. And then they turn into a succubus or incubus. And that's one of the many examples. And we're going to talk about the different spirits throughout this stream. But when a low vibrational person comes across a high vibrational person, naturally, they're just going to try to siphon you guys of your energy. And how they can siphon you is in many different ways. And if people are siphoning you, we have a specific term for them. Now, I got TikTok and YouTube. Like, what's that term, guys? Who can get it first? People that want to take your energy. People that want to drain you. What are they? Appreciate the heart me. Thank you. And TikTok won on that one, but they are energy vampires. And Maria, you got it at the same time as well. But yeah, guys, like I said, guys, we're going to be talking about a lot of terms. And if you're kind of new to awakening, I don't want to throw you guys into psychosis, but no, we're going to be exposing a lot. But yeah, energy vampires is a real thing. There's people out there being used to drain you of said energy. And a lot of these people don't even know they're being used. It's their trauma. It's the fact that they don't want to heal. You got to kind of put yourself in the shoes of an energy vampire. When you're dealing with the energy vampire, when they wake up, they're just depressed. They're just going through it. Negative thoughts. And because they're not really doing anything to heal their negative thoughts, when they get around you guys, that's when they're going to start trauma dumping on you guys. Wait, give me 1 second. That's when they're going to start trauma dumping on you guys. They're going to start to rage bait you guys. They're going to do anything they can to forcibly take that energy away from you guys. And if you guys aren't aware, they're going to drain you to like absolute zero. And if you guys get drained to absolute zero, you're going to hit rock bottom. And that's how a lot of us was even able to figure this stuff was even a thing. Because a lot of you guys was surrounded by energy vampires your whole life, and you didn't even know it. Your friends was energy vampires, your family members. Some of you guys dated an energy vampire, and that sent you to absolute zero. Now, guys, like when your current reality right now, whatever you have in front of you, your phone, your house, your money, You manifested that. God gave you those things based on where you're vibrating and what your energy is at. If you guys stay around energy vampires for too long, that's basically destiny swapping. Their life is going to get better and your life is just going to get worse and worse. Then, yo, appreciate the follow. And one thing about energy vampires, guys, is they don't ever want to reciprocate the energy. You're right here. The people that was draining you was right here. And they kept draining you, draining you, draining you. Now, what happens when they get above you just a little bit? Those people are going to discard you. And that's what you guys had to discover firsthand. Your people, like you was around, drained you to absolute zero. And then when you needed help from these people, when you held your hand out to them, they slapped your hand away. They told you go figure it out by yourself. And that was probably like the first step of your awakening. If that sounds familiar to you guys, if you guys have experienced that, drop ones down in the chat. That will definitely wake you up. If you thought the people around you was like riding with you forever and was going to support you at your lowest, and when you finally got to your lowest and you needed help, and these people kind of just like looked at you, some of these people laughed at you, they started putting you through humiliation rituals. Irma saying, thank you. They rationalize it by processing situations as the world owes me and everybody's disposable. It's scary. Facts. You start seeing the true colors of people and you just never expected that. But yeah, for a lot of you guys, that was the start to your awakening. And that's when you were able to see that, yes, we are indeed inside a matrix. But it all had to go that way, guys, because if they didn't push you to your breaking point, you probably would still be in the matrix, still hanging around energy vampires, having yourself be drained. It's actually a blessing that that stuff kind of even happened to you. Because when you go through a humiliation ritual, it's either you succumb to the energy, you let that stop you, or you elevate, you learn from it, and you become better for it. And you guys being in this chat shows me that you guys did put in the work. And even though it was hard, you guys was able to elevate out of that situation. But the pain was so traumatic, guys, that you literally start seeing through this matrix. You start to see that there's a lot more than meets the eye. You didn't want to believe it at first. You probably thought you were going crazy. You're like, nah, like I'm not seeing this correctly. Because what probably happened too is like when you hit your lowest moment and you start to see what people were like, you guys wanted to go gain some information to try to figure this stuff out. Because them putting you at rock bottom wasn't the first time you noticed that stuff was weird around you. You start thinking like, why is this happening like your whole life? This can't be a coincidence. So you guys start going down the rabbit holes. You guys start studying this stuff, watching videos, reading books, meditating, asking God for the answers. And then you start to see that like, oh, wow, there was a game being played your whole life. And no one told you guys when you were growing up, no point in when you were growing up did anyone hand you the rule book and tell you like, hey, look, this is what's going on out there. Like, learn this information because you're going to need to protect yourself. No one told you anything. You had to kind of figure this stuff out for yourself. And they didn't tell you because those same people was the one that was running game on you. Your mom, your dad, your siblings figured it out a little bit earlier as well. But you were just that one person where they're like, you know what? This person's empathetic. We don't want them to figure it out because if they do, then we can't manipulate them. Then why would we want this person around us? But eventually, what they didn't want to happen was exactly what you figured out. You went down those rabbit holes, and then the curse started breaking off of you. Those spells that your family put on you, it started falling off. Because the more you learned, the more you were able to think back to everything that they were doing, and you were able to pinpoint every single thing. Like, oh, they were doing this, they were doing that. This info probably makes you just kind of like want to stay away from your family for the time being too. Everyone in here saying, like a lot of people saying, I'm cursed. It's not a curse. Us being the way that we are, like it seems like a curse in the beginning, but once you make it to the other side, you see it's more so like a blessing. Because all that stuff that happened to you, you start to unlock abilities, and you are divinely favored. So those weapons are going to form, but they're never going to prosper. But back to the spirits, everything that happened to you guys broke you out of the matrix, and you were able to start seeing that you were surrounded by Agent Smiths. If you guys know what Agent Smiths are, drop ones in the chat. Also known as like the spirit of deception, the spirit of fear. So just like I said, when you guys first woke up, you guys probably thought you were crazy. Irma Singh, thank you. You guys probably thought you were going crazy because your whole life you were getting programmed to think a certain way. And when you're going your whole life thinking a certain way, then one day you wake up and start thinking differently, you're going to have like a little fight with yourself going back and forth, back and forth. And the people around you is not going to make it easy to even be able to like break out of this stuff. Because for a lot of us guys, we had to go through a coming of passage when we first woke up. When we woke up, we started getting all this information, and we start thinking to ourselves like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go save my family members and friends. Because I'm awake, I'm going to be able to wake up every single body. Now, you guys in the chat, were you guys able to do that? Were you guys able to wake up those people that you wanted to wake up? Like, let me know how that went for you guys. Because if it did go that way, I'll be happy for you guys. Like, tell me how you did it so I can go do it for myself. I see a lot of those. No. Hell no. Like I said, guys, this stuff is like a coming of passage. The reason I'm able to make the videos I'm making and other people can relate to it is because we are in alignment. Like, we all kind of like went through similar things. You go try to wake up people that aren't ready to wake up, they're going to jump you. And when I say jump you, they're going to jump you. We had to learn this the hard way. Some of us had to learn it multiple times. I never want to kind of like play a character on these streams. I'm going to let you guys know with all this stuff, I'm a very slow learner. My ability to see the good in everybody and just think everything is just smooth and the Care Bear life, I had to get jumped repeatedly because I kept trying to wake up people that weren't ready. Esmeralda, what's up? Thank you. And when you guys are dealing with Agent Smiths, guys, they have the spirit of fear and deception. You can't really let people know in the Matrix that you are awake. So the biggest mistake you can do is going up to someone that's in the Matrix and be like, hey, we're in the Matrix. You got to wake up. We're not supposed to work 9 to 5s. They're going to start looking at you like you're crazy. And it doesn't really matter how long you've kind of known this person. Because they have that spirit within them, because they are Agent Smiths, they'll turn on you. You could have known someone for like a year, 5 years, 20 years. They'll start looking at you like, yo, this person's crazy. And not only that, these programs, these Agent Smiths, the spirit of fear and deception, they're programmed to stop you from going any further with what you're doing. Because once again, guys, you guys awakening, that's not supposed to happen. The fact that you guys got to the other side, you guys got to kind of know how rare that is. 90% of the world is sleep. So you guys are like that 10% that woke up. That's not supposed to happen. And there's things put in place to make that very hard for you. So when you guys awakened, you probably had one of the worst times of your life. There's some TV shows, or I don't know, like there's like media out there that makes a spiritual awakening seem like it's all like rainbows and sunshine. If you guys are light workers like me, put here to kind of raise the vibration of the planet, that spiritual warfare was a shadow realm. Because you guys awakening, you guys activated these Agent Smiths within the people around you. They start projecting the fear and their deception onto you guys. And that was a very uncomfortable experience. Because imagine this. You are talking one way and vibing with the people around you for like most of your life. Then you start awakening and then you start speaking pretty much a different language. Now the people around you don't understand you. Now they're attacking you for the things that you're believing. That's enough to break most people. And once again, that's why you guys are very strong in here, because you guys went through all of that and you kept pushing. You didn't let it turn you evil. So because of that, guys, drop W's down in the chat for you guys. I know on this journey, you guys don't get validated a lot because who can you really talk to about these things? But understand in this community, the people that's commenting down below, we know exactly what you went through. This stuff is taboo to talk about in society. But if you guys talk about this stuff down in the chat, it's like, oh, you found your soul family. Where have you guys been my whole life? But Agent Smiths are always going to like intercept like anywhere. And that's why throughout these streams, you guys got to use your discernment in the chat, because Agent Smiths are going to come in here as well. Like you can't, in spirituality, there's no like form you fill in before you come in here. In this matrix, Agent Smiths, haters, they have to kind of be there for the program to stop you from going any further. Because like I said, when you guys first awakened, the people around you immediately, what they tried to do is try to exclude you guys. And that was your first like major test to becoming the spiritual warrior that you are today. Because like I said, that's enough to break a lot of people. Human beings, guys, they don't like being isolated. They don't like being to themselves. They don't like being like the only one thinking a certain way. And you guys was probably like that the first kind of quarter of your life. You didn't want to be different. You wanted to kind of fit in with people. That first awakening showed you that like, all right, nah, like you got to kind of just be to yourself. And in these streams, I kind of understand that everyone isn't like really at the same level. So maybe some people in here right now, they're just kind of starting the journey. They probably just had their friends and family members do them like in the worst way. So just know like my empathy goes out to you guys, but what we're saying is true. You're going to have to kind of learn to be by yourself for a little bit. I know that's not what you want to hear, but all of us kind of had to go through the same thing. A lot of us had to just cut off people that we never wanted to cut off, or we never thought we were going to have to cut off. If you guys had to do that, drop ones down in the chat so the newbies can see they're not alone. And thank God for social media, because some people, like, they start waking up and they think they're the only ones going through this, and they really think they're insane. But that's why it's kind of cool to kind of get online and connect with people that think like you, so they can kind of validate the experiences that you guys are going through. But yes, guys, this path comes with like a lot of cutting people off, because once again, you guys have to put it on paper that you waking up isn't a normal thing. It's only 10% of us. And because of that, when you wake up, you got to kind of just realize a lot of people are going to be against you. And they're not even going to know they're against you. And that's like the confusing part. When you have multiple people thinking one way and they're kind of singling you out, it's kind of easy for you to be like, yo, I'm the issue. I'm the issue. That's why that first test, you kind of had to go in that isolation season. And that isolation season was probably the hardest thing you ever had to go through. Because you don't get a rule book for this stuff. It's not like right before you awaken, someone comes up to you and says, that would be pretty cool, actually. Imagine right before you awaken, I walk up to you guys. Like, hey, look, before you awaken, this is what's going to happen. You're going to have to cut off this person, this person. This is like what's going to happen. But you're going to be cool. You're going to be cool. There's a community called The Collective. We're going to make you feel at home. Unfortunately, guys, that's not what happens. You awaken, they kick you off in the middle of the desert somewhere. They kick you off in the desert. They don't give you water. And they point you to go to the wrong direction. And you guys are just roaming the earth, just thinking like, yo, what is going on? Like, why isn't anyone thinking like me? You kind of have to like go through it to like figure this stuff out. So if you guys are kind of new and you're in chats like this, you guys are like kind of ahead of like most of us. Because a lot of us just awakened and we didn't know what was going on. Someone in the chat said the awakened got fired. That's kind of what you have to go through for some of us. Soul TV, I'm gonna tap in with you. Because guys, remember, as I said earlier, when it comes to your energy and frequency, what you have around you is based off of your energy, your frequency, and your thoughts. When you awaken from the matrix, you get a frequency boost, you quantum jump, and now you have to leave the old behind so you can get the new that's coming into your life. But once again, you don't get a rule book to this stuff. So when you have that frequency boost and you start losing things, you start freaking out. Like, what is going on? No, I never thought this was gonna happen. I thought we were gonna be friends forever. I know that was happening to me. When I woke up, I lost my job, friends, my apartment, my car. And I did not want to wake up. I was looking this stuff up. It took me 6 months to even figure out like what a spiritual awakening was. And as soon as I figured out what it was, like I was researching, like, how do I turn this stuff off? Like, why would I do this to myself? All I told myself was I wanted to meditate, go celibate. I went through some trauma. I didn't know all this stuff extra stuff was gonna hit me. And guys in the chat, like once you awaken, is there any going back? Rip the Band-Aid off for the newbies in the chat. We're gonna freak out some people tonight. And you guys didn't even hesitate. You're like, no, okay. Yeah, newbies in the chat. Yeah, there's no going back. Welcome to the other side. Hopefully you guys enjoy your stay. At least with us, we're gonna make it a little bit easier for you guys. But yeah, you're gonna have to probably lose some things around you because you are no longer in the frequency for those things that's around you. So some of you guys might get fired from a job. Some of you guys might get kicked out of wherever you're at. And this is because too, when it comes to frequency jumps, when it comes to you quantum jumping, these things are forcibly ripped away from you because you yourself, like you're not walking away from it. When it's time to leave something, God is going to give you a chance to like walk away from something. And you're going to get the signs. In the beginning, you didn't know what was going on. So like you were just kind of ripped away from it. But now your guys' discernment is kind of tapped in. And when it's time to walk away from a situation, whether it be a relationship, a job, an environment, you guys are able to use that to like walk away instead of holding on. You guys have to kind of understand that if you hold on for something for too long when you're supposed to let it go, that's when all that BS is going to start hitting you guys. And for a lot of us, that's why we had to get jumped by our family members and our friends, because we didn't want to leave these people behind. As a light worker, guys, you guys be thinking, Soul TV, thank you. As a light worker, you guys be thinking like, I don't want to leave these people behind. I don't want to be alone. Hey guys, the more you go up, the more you start to understand it is lonely at the top. You probably always heard that term like growing up. Now you're seeing it like firsthand. Like it's definitely lonely at the top. Because the more you go up, guys, the less people are going to understand you. But that just comes with the sacrifice of you guys being awakened. And I know some days it is hard, but law of polarity, you guys have to kind of train yourself to look at the benefits. Because now that you're outside the matrix, you're not under a program anymore. You can start living the life that you actually want to live. Yes, it's going to be some growing pains in the beginning, but for the advanced ones in the chat, we can let you know right now, it does get a lot better. So everyone in here, if you're in like the middle stage or like the beginning stage, it does get better. Keep moving forward. Isabel, thank you. I'm going to keep going right now, but real fast, everyone in the chat, thank you for being in here. Thank you guys for giving me a platform. Shoot me a follow. I go live a lot. I'm also going to drop this live on my YouTube if you guys want to watch it afterwards. Subscribe to me on my YouTube. And I do one-on-ones. Link is in my bio. Oh, also text me too. I've been doing that as well. It's really texting me. Like link is in the bio. But yeah, guys, this stuff gets a lot better. But along the way, you got to realize we still have to coexist with these people. And that's where the Agent Smiths come in. When you are an awakened soul, the people that's in the matrix, they're there to defend the system by any means possible. That's why a lot of you guys, you start to understand that like in the beginning, when you were getting jumped a lot because you were trying to wake up people, thank you. You get to the point where you understand that like you got to kind of blend in. You guys awakened, had your ego death, your dark night of the soul. You probably forgot how to integrate yourself into society. But then you probably taught yourself like along the way. It's kind of weird, but like after you awaken, you got to kind of reteach yourself like how to talk to people. And if you don't, you're going to get jumped out there. Like it doesn't matter who it is. When it comes to Agent Smiths, guys, if you kind of keep the conversation surface level and you're not around them for too long, you won't have that many issues with them. People in the Matrix, like, what do they like to talk about, guys? Like, drop some of, like, the subjects down below so people can know some of the safe topics to talk to with these people. Someone said being vague works. Someone said sports, reality TV, drama, celebrities. So all these things people are putting down in the chat, guys, is like Matrix safe topics that if you kept it on these topics in a conversation, you're safe. And also, too, they like talking about themselves. So if you kind of just get them talking about themselves, you'll be safe. You start to realize that like Agent Smith's people in the Matrix, they don't really care about you. You start to realize that like when they talk to you, like they're having like a monologue. I don't know if some of you guys have you guys noticed that? Like they don't talk with you, like they're talking at you. They're having like a monologue. And if you try to like even engage in the conversation, they'll start like malfunctioning or like twitching or something. Remember, guys, these people, like they have a spirit in them, the Agent Smiths. They're not real people in the way that like they're kind of like working at like a certain awareness. And because you guys have awakened and you guys went a little bit, like you guys went way deeper, you can only meet people as deeply as they met themselves. And people that's still in the Matrix, people that are still in the 3D, they're like at like a surface level. And a lot of you guys have discovered this, but by trying to go deep with them, they're going to start attacking you or something. That's why in this Matrix, guys, you guys can't really be on autopilot. Like that's something I've discovered. Like if I'm walking out there, like I have to kind of be alert. Like if a conversation just starts happening, like I have to kind of be aware of what I say. Because if you guys try to talk without a barrier, Irma Singh, thank you. If you guys try to talk without a barrier, you might say that one thing that's gonna like trigger them. Because when it comes to people that's still in the Matrix and hasn't had their ego death, they're still operating out of ego. And if you say something that triggers their ego, like they think they are their ego, but you guys that's made it outside the Matrix and had your ego death, you understand you aren't your ego. You operate from your soul. Agent Smiths think they are their ego. So if they get triggered at all, they're going to take it as like a personal attack, and then they're going to make you an enemy. One more thing to be aware of, guys. Your whole life, hated without cause. And now with people in the Matrix, you got to be even more careful because saying the wrong thing can activate a boss battle. And it is that serious. Like, you guys be thinking like it takes a lot to kind of make you not like somebody, or if they don't like you, then you don't like them. With an Agent Smith, you say one wrong thing and now they're going to target you. And that's just how it is. Because in this Matrix, guys, everyone's kind of playing a game. It's like 90% of people out there are playing these power games. And if like you're the one person that isn't playing the game, if you're the one person that isn't engaging like in the Matrix, they will be able to sense that. And that's when they'll start acting like very weird to you. And when it comes to these Agent Smiths, they're going to have like a timeline. Because you as a light worker, you as someone that vibrates outside of the Matrix, and I'm pretty sure you guys know this timeline because you've seen it time and time again. These Agent Smiths are going to put you on a pedestal because you just have all this energy and they feel good talking to you. But then over time, if you keep giving access to those Agent Smiths, they're going to switch up on you. They're going to sense that they're pretending, but you yourself, you're not pretending. Like this is actually who you are. And that's when they're going to start attacking you. It doesn't matter what they look like, how charming they are in the beginning, how funny they are. You guys got to be aware that if they're in the Matrix, they have the potential to turn on you at any second. And a lot of you guys be dealing with this stuff like at your 9 to 5. If you guys be having Agent Smith attacks at your 9 to 5, like drop ones in the chat. 9 to 5 is spiritual warfare within itself. And one day I'm going to do a live like straight on that. But if you guys are working 9 to 5s after you escape the Matrix, hey, sending you guys positive energy. Put on your spiritual armor every time you go up in there. But Agent Smith attacks, guys, they can be very overt or they can be very covert. Now, what does a covert Agent Smith attack looks like? Someone said, bring it on. I love the energy in the chat tonight. Life is spiritual warfare at this point, facts. But what does a covert spiritual attack look like? Now, a lot of you guys probably always ask me like, well, is my family members Agent Smiths? I don't know. Hey guys, like remember, 90% of people in the are in the Matrix. So it will be easier to ask like how much, like if someone is an awakened soul. But if you guys are dealing with family members that are in the Matrix, sometimes they can attack you like in a very covert way. Now, what will that look like? Remember, Agent Smiths operate off of the spirit of fear and deception. They will use the people that's closest to you to try to keep you trapped within the Matrix. So, for example, if you're someone that says or knows you want to do something that's going to get you out the Matrix, like you want to be like a streamer, an actor, you want to do something that kind of goes against the grain, you're probably going to open up to a family member and say like, hey, look, I want to go be an actor. I don't want to go work a 9 to 5 my whole life. Now, this is what I mean that this attack is going to be covert. Because they're probably just going to tell you like, oh, like, I don't think you should do that. That industry is very oversaturated. I think you should just stay at your 9 to 5. These spirits use these vessels as like they want to care about you, but at the same time, that same advice is going to be what's going to keep you inside the matrix. You guys have to kind of learn to kind of keep things to yourself. And we're going to get more into that when we talk about like monitoring spirits. But being an Agent Smith, guys, is not a malicious thing. They don't even know they're being used because that vessel probably really thought they were giving you good advice. But at the same time, like you being awakened, you can see that was probably the worst advice that they could have gave you. Everyone in this chat, some of you guys said, like, be saying sometimes you hate being awakened. One perk to being awakened is understanding that you can curate whatever life you want. If you can close your eyes and see it, you can manifest that or pray for it to happen in your reality. That's why you guys can't open up to like people in the Matrix, because they operate from the spirit of fear and deception. And these people are going to put their limiting beliefs onto you guys. Just because they can't do it, they're going to tell the same thing to you. Oh, I don't think you can do that. Nah, you shouldn't. Da, 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 da. And if you guys are still like connected to your family or connected to these friends, that one advice they gave you might make you just throw off your whole path. And if you don't recollect yourself, like I said, you're going to come right back down here to do it again. Because what if your mission is to be like some type of actor where you become big and now you can inspire other people? But because you opened up to an Agent Smith and they told you can't do that, you went right back to your 9 to 5 in that cubicle and your whole timeline just got skewed. Got to keep things to yourself. That's why we had to go through that isolation season. Because that isolation season showed you that all you really need is yourself. You don't have to rely on other people to get you to your dream. And when you fully have that self-love like within you, when you truly believe in yourself, then all that outside stuff is going to come to you. It's kind of like an opposite. When you need the support from other people, you're not going to get it. When you get to a certain level and you no longer need the support, that's when everyone's going to come. It's like the paradox of this reality. But that was a covert attack. Now we got the overt attacks of what these Agent Smiths are going to do, guys. Remember, Agent Smiths are designed to keep you in the matrix or to stop you from doing what you're doing. And they also want to discredit you, because if they're able to discredit you, you're not going to be able to wake up other people. An overt attack you guys can see is going to come in this chat. When people come in here, they want to say like, oh, you're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. You guys got to use discernment and know like when you're dealing with the Agent Smith, these people come in very fast. We're kind of surrounded by them. The goal is to make me seem like I'm crazy, so other people in the chat can be like, oh, is this guy crazy? And they're not going to want to listen to the advice that is being given. And this is only happening like at a macro level scale. Celebrities got to deal with this stuff like very insane. And that's why a lot of celebrities choose not to even like open up about this stuff. Because if they do, society's going to attack them. That Agent Smith's going to come. They're going to get some type of big smear campaign. A lot of times when society is trying to tell you someone is crazy, a lot of times they're not crazy. They're just early. And they're trying to wake up people. And society's like, nah, we can't have that happen. If you guys know any celebrities like that, drop the names down in the chat. Celebrities that are for sure awakened, they talk about these things, but they have society just like coming at them crazy. Kanye West, Jim Carrey. You know, Kyrie Irving's another one. Johnny Depp, Orlando Brown, Denzel, K-Dot. So once again, guys, that's why like a lot of people, they don't really open up about these things. And some people, because they also understand they need to kind of relieve their karmic debt, they're telling you the truth, but they're telling you in a way to avoid them looking crazy. Some people put the truth in songs. Some people put the truth like in movies, in books, but they put it into like an art form so no one could be like, oh, you're crazy, you don't know what you're talking about. People that watch The Matrix, people that are in The Matrix, they just think it's like a normal everyday film. But once you awaken, you start to see like, oh, that's a documentary. They literally just put all the answers like right there in the movies. So people have learned to like do it like in a slick way where people won't attack them for saying these things out loud. They put it in the cartoons as well. Hey, but guys, we're going to move on to the next spirit on the list in a bit. If you guys have any questions about Agent Smith right now, now is the time to ask. For all the new people coming in right now, I'm YNA. I talk a lot about spiritual warfare. Today, we're breaking down the 4 spirits that will attack you through people. We just talked about Agent Smiths, and we're about to talk about monitoring spirits. How do you know someone is an Agent Smith? 90% of people in the Matrix. Someone has the ability to transform into an Agent Smith once they find out you're awakened, and they won't even know it's happening. So it's like a majority of people that's around you. Agent Smiths, NPCs, same thing. 2 more questions. CCNB, thank you for the gift. Why do we always get punished for the truth? Let's get some chat engagement. What do you guys think? Why do we get punished for telling the truth, guys? Has that happened to you? And if it has happened, why do you think? Rise of a Hero, thank you. I got you with that question next. Devil don't like it. I think it makes others uncomfortable. People don't like truth teller. All correct. I always say this too, but like truth teller, that sounds like a superhero. It sounds like if you are a truth teller, like it sounds like you'll get praise in society. But it's the quite opposite. Because like we said, guys, we're in a matrix. They don't want the truth to get out. And if you're speaking truth, that is tearing down illusions that people don't want to be teared down. That's why, like, when you're in these groups, these toxic groups, or in a 9 to 5, if you're that one person that's speaking up, you are going to get targeted because that truth is tearing down something that they don't want other people to see. Barazi Hero said, why are chosen ones hated on social media like Instagram? Lightworkers, chosen ones, starseeds, we're hated everywhere. It's not just social media. I think it's a lot more obvious on social media because people get to hide behind a screen and say how they really feel. But the same attacks that you're kind of getting on social media is what people be thinking in real life as well. But we're going to move on to the next spirit on the list. If you guys know what monitoring spirits are, drop ones down in the chat. For you guys just coming in once again, these are the 4 spirits that will attack you through people. We just talked about Agent Smiths. Was that the only one? Agent Smiths monitoring. Yeah. So we talked about Agent Smiths. Right now it's monitoring spirits. If you guys are in a TikTok, shoot me a sub on YouTube. This live will be uploaded on there afterwards. What's up, Michelle? Can't read the chat. It's all good. I'm just going to keep it like this for a minute. It should get better with the next one. Or actually, let me see if I have like the other one. YouTube side, can you guys read the chat? Spend 30 seconds looking for it, and if not, TikTok, you have to deal with it. All right, YouTube side is good. Oh, I think that's better. Michelle, I appreciate you. W mod. All right, guys. So monitoring spirits. I saw a lot of you guys put one down in the chat. For those of you guys that don't know, monitoring spirits are spirits sent to distract you, sent to sabotage you. Love my videos. Thank you. Just give me 1 second, guys. All right, back to monitoring spirits. So, like I said, monitoring spirits are sent to sabotage you. Understand, guys, everyone that you have in your life isn't meant to be an ally. Some people are just around you because they want to figure you out. They want to get information on you to pretty much sabotage you. Some people, when they have conversations with you, and it's going to be weird saying this out loud, but you guys be trying to connect with people like in a normal way. Monitoring spirits, they're basically trying to learn you, to study you, so they can end up like trying to ruin your life like later down the road. I know a lot of us probably had people that like we gave information to, and then afterwards they probably threw it in our face. They probably took said information and gave it to somebody else to try to ruin our lives. My biggest thing when it comes to like, appreciate the heart, man. My biggest thing when it comes to monitoring spirits, guys, is you gotta move in silence. You gotta understand that not everyone wants to see you win. A lot of people are just trying to tear you down. A lot of people are just here to try to lower your frequency. Because remember, in spiritual warfare, it's all designed to keep you in a lower frequency. These are the same people that they're very happy to see you fail. I don't know if you guys have ever like talked to people, and then when you're talking about like something bad that you have going on in your life, those people look visibly like happy. Like they're happy to know you're doing bad. Those are the monitoring spirits that you got to watch out for. And then when you have something good going on, it's those same people that they look upset, they look bothered. Some of these people hide these things, guys, and then other people, they don't even try to hide it. Like they look visibly upset like in front of you. Those types of people, like you have to get away from. Growing up, people were showing you exactly who they were, but you didn't want to believe it. Whole time, like if you pay attention to people long enough, they'll show you exactly like who they are. People that don't want to see you win, those are people that's kind of like living like in a scarcity type of mindset. And you guys are living in an abundance type of mindset. And it's always kind of hard to even think that other people are thinking like that. But when it comes to monitoring spirits, these are the exact people that are going to be in secret competition with you guys. What's up, Brianna? How many of you guys ever had like people in secret competition with you guys? Drop ones down in the chat. Esmeralda, thank you. And then the people that's in secret competition with you, you probably didn't even know they were in competition with you because you guys aren't even viewing reality like that. You guys are mostly kind of looking at people as like you want to help them, just thinking everyone is on your side. Whole time, other people, they just want to come around you because they feel like they want to beat you. They're kind of moving outside of ego. So they feel like if they beat you, they'll be on top of you and it's going to kind of satisfy some twisted game that they have in their head. But when you go through that like enough times, you'll be able to kind of catch what they're doing. They copy as an example, exactly. And when you end up beating them in said competition, even when you know you're not in a competition, that's when these people start to get very upset. That's when the same people that came into your life as like an ally, they end up switching up on you. And once again, guys, a lot of this stuff is very confusing. You didn't even know this was a thing. But then these people start exposing themselves over time. And that's what your light is going to do with these demons. So if you have any monitoring spirits in your life, narcissists, succubus, eventually like your light is going to expose those demons. And another way to know you're dealing with the monitoring spirit are people that just ask like a lot of questions. But you can tell that when they're asking questions, they're not trying to use that information for any positives. They just want to figure out like what exactly do you got going on in your life. And to that, I'm saying you guys got to learn like when you're dealing with one, use your discernment to discern it. And don't answer any of these questions. And I know it's kind of hard to do that when you are just kind of awakening because you're going to want to overshare with people. You're going to think that everyone wants your best interest, but that's not the case. And if anything, your higher self is going to show you that you're dealing with a monitoring spirit when you're talking to somebody. Sometimes you'll be talking to somebody, you'll be saying something, and then you'll lose your train of thought. That's your discernment showing you that, look, you're dealing with some type of demon and you're not supposed to go forward with what you're about to say. But some of you guys, even when you kind of blank out on what you're going to say, you try to think really hard about it and then you try to get right back to it. I say this a lot throughout these streams, but if you guys are ignoring your discernment, when your discernment is showing you that you have a demon in front of you and you still choose to push forward, you only have yourself to blame for what is to come next. Shooting with Natasha, thank you. But another thing too, these demons, they want to figure out your weakness, guys. That's why in this journey, you have to kind of learn to be unbothered, stay calm, and don't react to what these demons are doing. Once again, that's like a very weird thing to do as well. Because when you guys talk to people, you guys aren't trying to figure them out so you can kind of use something against them a little bit later. You guys are talking to people normally, and you're just trying to connect with them like on a normal way. These demons, they kind of see where you flinch. They see where you're a little bit more insecure at, and they will eventually use that against you like in the future. And that's how they be doing these humiliation rituals on you guys. These demons definitely be studying you, trying to figure out what exactly kind of makes you tick. Blessing, thank you. Someone said that it's just not normal. Exactly. Because you be thinking you're connecting with like a normal person. But once again, guys, we're in a spiritual warfare. We battle not of the flesh and blood, but the spirits and principalities. And some of these people, like when you kind of get a little bit more like proficient at this journey, you'll be able to sense like when you're talking to an actual genuine person. And then you'll be knowing like when you're talking to like a demon or something. You'll just be able to feel it. And if you guys aren't able to sense that right now, trust that your discernment is going to get stronger and stronger. Because when these demons try to do a humiliation ritual on you, trust that they've been planning it for a minute based on information that they were like studying about you. Because not only will these monitoring spirits get information directly from you, they will watch you on social media. They will ask other people about you. If you guys ever experienced that, drop ones in the chat. Where you have people like studying you on social media, trying to figure you out. That's why you guys got to move in silence. You're going to post the wrong thing. Next thing you know, they're going to use a screenshot on you. A lot of these demons move in packs. So you be thinking no one really cares about you like that. Trust that you guys have a lot of eyes on you, whether you know it or not. And sometimes when I say that, people is like, well, I'm not on social media, so how will people watch me? You will be surprised. These monitoring spirits be grouping up and they be doing like the G-stalking. I can't really say that word here on TikTok, but you guys write it down below so we know we're on the same page. Jacob, appreciate the follow. Brianna got it on this side and Mortar got it on this side. But yeah, guys, a lot of stalking is kind of going on in this matrix. We talked about Agent Smiths like on the last slide. When you guys get to a certain level, the matrix starts sending people your way just to kind of stalk you to get information about you. That's why you will have like a lot of people, they will get very obsessed with you, very obsessed with your energy. If you guys have experienced that, drop ones down in the chat. People that get very obsessed with you, they can't leave you alone. Now they're stalking you. If you block them, now you got user 1234 following you. And you see how much ones are down there in the chat? Like a lot of people are dealing with these things. And that's why communities like this is so important. So you can get these experiences validated. Because when you're in a matrix where a majority of people are doing this, guys, you can't really open up about this stuff. Can any of you guys go to your family members and tell them like, oh, I got monitoring spirits like watching me? Even if you made it like more surface level, you can't even really tell people like, oh, look, this person's stalking me. Because they're not really truly going to understand like what you're going through. And that's why a lot of you guys feel alone on this journey, because you just have no one to talk to. Sometimes you think to yourself, like, is this even a real thing? Are they really doing this, or is it all in my head? You don't have to listen to me. Like, you guys have discernment. Like, your discernment is showing you exactly what is going on. It's just the fact that, like, you be gaslighting yourself. If you guys gaslight yourself a lot, drop ones down in the chat. Like, your discernment is literally showing you what is going on, that this person is a monitoring spirit, that these people are grouping up on you. But then sometimes your discernment, like, you're like, nah, I don't know what I'm talking about. Hey, if you guys are in this chat, that means you guys went through the dirt. That means you guys have unlocked your discernment. Not everyone unlocks the gift of discernment, guys. So you have to kind of believe what you're seeing. You don't have to go outside for the answers. You don't even have to ask me, like, is what I'm seeing correct? Because if you got to ask that, you know what the answer is. But if you continuously choose to make excuses for people, that's when you're going to get obliterated. A lot of you guys know a lot of times that you need to get away from somebody, but you still choose to stay around them. And now if you stay around someone for too long, especially with these demons, you could end up potentially having a stalker on your hands. And that's what you guys have experienced firsthand. A lot of you guys probably have a stalker because you had signs that you were supposed to cut them off, but you kept trying to give that person the benefit of the doubt. And now here we are. As a light worker, guys, you don't have to, I'm not saying don't give people the benefit of the doubt, but still be smart and discern, because some people out there, they don't deserve the benefit of the doubt. They're demonic. They don't deserve your empathy, and you need to learn how to just cut people off, like be ruthless with it. Because once upon a time, you weren't ruthless in cutting people off. You're always giving people the benefit of the doubt, having conversations, staying a little bit too long. And once again, that's what sent you into your rock bottom. And because you had experience like that, and it took you a long time to climb yourself back out, and you went through an isolation season, now you're able to be a stronger person, but you can't really go backwards. You can't just be this new person and allow people to come into your life and be like, you know what? I'm a little bit lonely. I'm going to ignore this red flag that this person is giving me. Someone in the chat said, that's hard. I don't want to hurt people. What are your guys' response to that? I'm going to let you guys handle that, the response to that one. They'll hurt you. Someone said hurt yourself then. Yeah, to the person that's saying that, you got to kind of work on yourself and understand that you got to put yourself first. If you're feeling like you're going to hurt the demon, that means the self-love has to get a little bit higher. And that's what this journey will teach you by you kind of being by yourself and you being in your isolation season. Because one thing you're going to understand a lot throughout this journey is that you can't really be around that many people. Monitoring spirits are a lot more common than you think. The monitoring spirits are your family members, they're your friends. They show up in the form of a jealous friend, like an envious friend. Because when you have someone that is led by jealousy, they don't want you to win. And because they don't want you to win, they're going to do a lot of things to sabotage you. A lot of you guys probably had a very crazy friend betrayal, and you didn't know why that happened. It left you very confused. Whole time it was due to that person being jealous of you. If that has happened to you guys, drop ones in the chat. Someone said they're like roaches. I forgive them, let go, and try not to talk to them. That's the way to do it. Yeah, also too, guys, you're going to deal with a lot of betrayal on this journey. When you guys vibrate high, you guys are awakening these demonic spirits within people. And when they show up in your life, they don't really come across as someone that even looks demonic. Someone that has horns, fire in the background. They look like normal people. Smiling, charismatic, funny. And then when they betray you, it's really going to sting, because once again, betrayal only really comes from people that are close to you. But once again, if you have discernment, you'll be able to see these things coming from a mile away. Just like in the Bible, when Jesus predicts the Judas spirit, you're going to be able to see that for yourself. But once again, a lot of you guys don't want to believe it. You guys don't want to truly believe that you can kind of see into the future. That you can put patterns together and see what people are going to do. When you get really tapped in, everyone's kind of at least people in the Matrix, people that's operating from their spirits, They all do the same thing. If you're really paying attention, you'll be able to see a betrayal coming from like a mile away. When we talk about all these different things when it comes to monitoring spirits, they're gonna have one of those traits. One thing that kind of like helps me out is I'm able to sense, like I said in the beginning, if someone's trying to connect with me like in a normal way, or if they're trying to connect with me with some type of ulterior motive. And this stuff is going to be very obvious when you can start discerning spirits on other people. It's like, I don't know, like they just kind of like look different than like regular people. And some of you guys have probably discovered this like in other like spirits. Like when you find out someone is narcissistic, or when you find out you're dealing with some type of demon, they just don't look like the same person anymore. If you guys have experienced that, drop ones in the chat. Especially too, like if you break up with somebody and like you break that soul tie, now you're able to see that demon and you think to yourself, like, wow, like that person wasn't even my type. Like they look like that. Like what is going on? These demons, guys, they be using like glamour spells. A lot of ones in the chat. They be using glamour spells. They be using it so like other people can see them as like a normal person. And if you guys are the only one that's able to see through that, sometimes they'll take that as like a threat. They'll start attacking you. They'll try to convince other people that you are the demon. So you got to kind of be careful with those type of things. But I am going to move on to the next spirit on the list, guys. So far, we talked about Agent Smiths, monitoring spirits. Next, we're going to talk about narcissist. But before then, if you guys have any questions, drop them down in the chat. On TikTok side, YouTube, shoot me a sub, shoot me a follow. Where I come to break down spiritual warfare every day. Yes, appreciate the follow. My whole family are narcissists. I wouldn't doubt it. If you're in a chat like this, a lot of narc abuse. What was the first one? We talked about Agent Smiths. Narcissists and warlocks are kind of like the same thing. Warlocks are like an advanced version. Triangulation and gossips and gaslighting. Oh my. Shout out to all the Jezzies. Facts. Question, you got a girlfriend? The days you feel unstoppable, they will seem depressed. Exactly. Remember, guys, monitoring spirits don't want to see you guys succeeding. They get kind of depressed if you're like in a happy mood. That's how you know you're dealing with some type of demon. When you're around people that genuinely want you to win, they get amped up from you succeeding as well. But if you're around people that's like always depressed when you're on top, that is a demon. Irma Singh says monitoring spirit equals lost soul. Facts. Can a person be all those spirits at once? Of course. But let me get one more question. Feel the same. Going once, going twice. Can my family members get possessed? I'm gonna let the chat handle that one. Hey chat, can your family members have demonic spirits within them? And while you guys answer that, move on to the narcissist section. You guys are fast with the answers. But yes to that person. Families can be like the main one. A lot of us, the family was our first enemy of the household. And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit right now. Because a lot of us, we were born in a narcissistic family system and didn't figure this stuff out until a little bit later on in life. If you guys were born in a narcissistic family system, drop ones down in the chat. But if you guys was born in a perfect family and you're just here for like vibing out, drop twos in the chat. Like I said, it's all kind of alignment. If you guys are in here, like we went through like a lot of narc abuse, and a lot of that started within the household. No one's perfect. But yeah, guys, I have the knowing that everything is spiritual. A narcissist is just someone that is possessed by either the Jezebel spirit, the Delilah spirit, or a Leviathan spirit. The Jezebels are going to be your overt narcissists. Narcs that are very easy to like see if you have this knowledge. Delilahs are going to be a little bit more covert about it, which is why like they're basically the covert narcs. People that, yes, everyone is like has a mask on, but Delilah is like their masks are like a lot more intricate. They're a lot more manipulative. And then your Leviathans, those are just like your prideful narcissists. A lot of like spiritual narcs has that spirit within them. Religious narcissists, which that is something that kind of confused me about this journey when I woke up. Now it seems crazy to believe this, but when I first woke up, I thought that if you were spiritual or like you were religious, I thought that just automatically meant like you were like a good person. And now saying that out loud, I'm like, okay, that does kind of sound kind of crazy. But no, there are some spiritual people, they wake up and they just go down to like the dark side for some reason. Some people have this knowledge and they're trying to take over the world. I don't know how you go down that path, but that's basically the people that's on the top. The elites are just people that's using this knowledge to have people under their control. Remember, guys, when it comes to these demons, it's all about control. They don't want to connect with you. They want to have control over you. A narcissist is, once again, someone that's went through trauma throughout their life. And because they weren't able to figure out their trauma, that trauma manifested itself into a demon. And those demons, lucky you guys for being a light worker, they are attracted to you guys. And when I say attracted, they want to get around you guys so they can siphon you of your energy. That's why a lot of you guys growing up, you didn't have the highest self-esteem. You didn't have confidence. When people grow up in healthy family systems, those families are supposed to instill confidence within their children, positivity, and a lot of you guys did not get that. If you guys didn't get any of that growing up, drop ones in the chat. Once again, healthy family systems are raising their children like in a healthy environment, trying to instill confidence. You guys growing up in a narcissistic family system, it was just a battlefield, like just growing up. When you guys deal with demons and people that operate from trauma, they mentally stop growing at where their trauma was the worst. That was another thing that confused me about this journey. I thought that like anyone that was like their age, like they were like mature or like they would act their age. You start to understand as you grow up, a lot of people, they're just children in like grown-ups' bodies. So when I talk to people these days, like I don't really pay attention to their age. You got to kind of like talk to them and see where they're like mentally at. And that will make life like a whole lot easier for you. Because when you were growing up and you were putting these people at like a normal level, that's probably what was driving you insane. Understand that when you guys deal with narcissists, they don't think like you guys. And you guys had to go through the hard moments to know that was the truth. Because dealing with a narcissist, you were like projecting yourselves onto them. If they did something to you, you thought you can have like a normal conversation with them. Sometimes the things that they did to you confused you because you thought that you wouldn't do this, so why are they doing this? It takes you like a minute to figure this stuff out. And like I said, it took me a minute. Large period of my life, I just thought we were all thinking the same. Come to find out, this stuff, this information that you will come across, it's very overstimulating, I would say. And that's why like a lot of people don't choose to awaken, because this information can be like an overload for like a lot of people. That's why, guys, many are called, few are chosen. You guys have chosen to walk this path, even though it's very hard. So W's in the chat for you guys. W's in the chat. Because some people get that call and they're like, well, I'm not doing this. Nope, not doing this. Because subconsciously they know that if they walk this path, they know the isolation that's going to come with it. They know the targeting that's going to come with it. And they don't want to do it. But for some reason, you guys are just very curious individuals. You guys prefer the truth above everything. And you guys don't care how overstimulating it might be. You guys have chosen to walk this path. And yes, it's been very hard. Trust, you guys are not alone. That's why my channel is called You're Not Alone. Because, hey, we're out here dealing with the same things. And at least you guys are awakened now to know what this stuff is. Because beforehand, this stuff was confusing. Very, very confusing. Because if you grow up in a narcissistic family system, it's not like you leave your family and like you're safe. These demons be body hopping, guys. And if you grow up in a narcissistic family system, they're just grooming you to be bullied by other narcissists. And that's why when you escape your family or you try to go out there and have a real life, those demons just kept following you. That's why you probably had friends that hated you. You probably was in a relationship with a narcissist. You was in a job system full of narcissists. If that was your experience, drop ones down in the chat. Very hard life. And I always say, like, we have soul contracts, so we signed up for this stuff. But yeah, you guys started life on hard mode. I hate to break it to you guys. But honestly, too, because you guys started life in hard mode, you guys got blessed with a lot that you probably don't even see. Because yes, you had to go through the mud and go through all those different experiences. But when all those narcs came together and pushed you to your breaking point and pushed you into rock bottom, like I said earlier, you went through an isolation season and you were able to get some special abilities. Now, remember, guys, saying this out loud to anybody else, they will call you crazy. Their egos will get triggered. They would rather you just say like, oh, like it happened and nothing, like, oh, it's cool. But if you even say that you got something special out of that, they're going to start attacking you and telling you like, who do you think you are? You think you have discernment? Like, it's just going to trigger them. So you guys have to learn who to talk to about this stuff, which is pretty much like no one. But you guys can open up to people in these chats. Because going through what you went through, especially like dating a narcissist, like, has that been anyone's experience? Drop ones in the chat, like if you've dated a narcissist. If you date a narcissist, that is really going to like elevate you spiritually. Damn. Hey, YouTube, you can't see on like the TikTok side, but like it's going like really fast right now. Oh, now YouTube is popping in right now too. It was just a little lag. But yeah, if you guys dated one, I am sorry. I kind of know what that feels like. So sending you guys like positive energy. But that whole experience did elevate you spiritually. And you guys came out on the other side with some spiritual gifts. Now, guys, drop some of the spiritual gifts you have down in the comments. If you guys have any type of spiritual gifts, drop the names down in the comments. And if any of my mods are in here, if you guys could pin one of these comments, I'd appreciate it. Clairsentience, seer, telepathy, discernment, clairaudience, healer, human lie detector, pattern recognition, intuition. So you guys are tapped in. You guys know that you got some abilities kind of dealing with these people. Once again, if you say this out loud, if you go in the Matrix right now and say, I got bullied by narcissists and I can see it to the future, they're going to call you crazy. I don't recommend doing that. That's something I was doing when I first woke up. You start to realize what sounds normal to you does not sound normal to people that's out there. Appreciate the heart me, and thank you guys for the pin. Discernment, one of the best gifts you can have. Might seem like a curse, but trust, it is definitely a gift. Because when it comes to these narcissists, these warlocks, these Jezebels, Delilahs, this gift of discernment is put to kind of even the playing field. Not just the discernment, but the other gifts you're going to have. Because remember, in this spiritual warfare, these narcs, these warlocks, they're hiding behind the veil. They're banking on the fact that other people can't see what they are doing. And for a long time, you didn't know what they were doing. You were in the dark. But then you start going through those rabbit holes. You start studying narcissism. And through the journey, guys, you guys became like masters on human psychology. That's how I be thinking. Like, I never took a psychology class, but for some reason, I have all this knowledge on psychology. I have all this knowledge on narcissism. And that's just like you guys in the chat. You guys probably downplay the information that you know, but now you guys can see a narcissist coming from like a mile away. And how you know your knowledge is separating you from other people is that if you even try to talk to other people about these things, it's going to be like a deer in the headlights. And because some people aren't going to understand what you're talking about, their ego is going to get triggered. And they're going to try to like, dismiss what you're talking about or make you seem like you're the crazy one. Or Lord forbid you guys open up to an actual narcissist. I don't recommend opening up to anybody about these things, but if you guys take one thing from this, don't tell a narcissist that they are a narcissist. And I can speak about all these things from personal experience, and other people in the chat, they know from experience that can be like one of the worst things you can do. Or actually, what will happen to everyone in the chat? What will happen if you told a narcissist they're a narcissist? Will they like break down in tears and say, thank you for telling me that? Now I could go change my life. Or two, will they jump you or do like some like wicked witchcraft on you or something? So it says smear campaign. It got specific. That person went through it. Attack, fight. Y'all like ask you guys questions. You guys are hilarious. No, they go wicked. Facts. Yeah, if you open up to like if you tell a narcissist they're a narcissist, yeah, you're gonna start having a boss battle. They're gonna start doing witchcraft on you. Because when it comes to these narcissists, their biggest fear is getting exposed for who they truly are. Is for people seeing them for exactly who they are. Remember, these narcissists, they're doing glamour spells on people. It's kind of like, it's like a cognitive dissonance. Like, you can see an exact demon on somebody. You can see someone is a narcissist. Like, let's say like you go to like a family gathering, and then everyone is like hyping up a family member and saying like, they're amazing. Oh my God, they're cool, da da da. And like, you're going to be right there looking at that person and thinking like, that's a demon. But that glamour spell means you can't really open up to other people about it. Because let's say like, what's that person's name? Like Jeff? Let's say you start telling other people that Jeff is a narcissist. Now people are going to start attacking you. Now people are going to start making you out to be the issue because you're seeing something they're refusing to see. And you guys are going to have those experiences happen a lot. When you have discernment, you're not going to be wrong. You're just going to be early. And a lot of you guys have to learn to not really talk about what you're seeing. That's like the paradox with these spiritual gifts. You get these spiritual gifts, you can now see beyond the veil, but you can't really open up to other people about what you're seeing. Because if you open up to a narcissist, they're probably going to do Darvo on you. And what Darvo is they're going to flip it on you. They're going to make you seem like you are the issue, like you are the narcissist, because you're trying to get other people to see them for exactly who they are. So I'm telling you guys, narcissists don't like being exposed. They don't like being exposed so much that, like, let's say you do kind of get into it with a narcissist and like you choose to like cut them off, like you don't want to deal with the drama and you have no intentions to even expose the narcissist. What's going to happen, guys? Let's say you just walk away from a narcissist. Like, are they going to allow you to walk away peacefully, or what are they going to do? Nope, no. Susan says it right there, smear campaign. How many of you guys have been through a smear campaign in here? Drop YNAs in the chat. YNAs in the chat. Those smear campaigns gonna be vicious, especially if you don't know what is going on. Remember, for you guys to get this knowledge, we had to go through the dirt. We would go through smear campaigns in the past. People would lie on us. And we would think to ourselves, like, why are they lying? Why are you guys doing this? Hey, you guys have came a long way. We've come like way far. We went from like trying to figure out what was going on to like not caring anymore. Because remember, smear campaigns are designed to make you lose your sense of reality. They're also designed to get other people to go against you because they see that you're getting to a point where they can no longer control you. Remember, guys, narcs, it's all about control. When they feel like they're losing control, they start to do more things to gain said control. So in smear campaigns, when they start lying on you, that's one way for them to like kind of like reel you back in. When it comes to a narc, guys, it's always like the same timeline. They're going to come into your life. They're going to love bomb you. You guys are going to get close. Either they're going to discard you once you have no more energy, or you're going to wise up and walk away from that person. Now, they won't do the smear campaign like right after the discard. They're going to try one more time to come back into your life by putting back on the mask. Which is crazy because like once you see someone is narcissistic or once you see someone is a demon, you can't unsee it. So they're going to try to come back into your life acting like overly nice. But that's not going to work because you see through that person. And for all the newbies in the chat, if you guys are like dealing with like a narc walking away from you or you discarding them and they're trying to come back into your life, don't let them back into your life. Everyone in the chat, like, back me up on that one too, because I know that's something a lot of people don't want to believe. Do you guys feel like you should let a narc back into your life after you have escaped? And that just doesn't go for friends. That's like relationships, family members. People rarely change, guys. I'm not saying it's impossible, but a large period of the time, they're trying to come back to finish the job. Remember, guys, these demons are sent your way to siphon you, to knock you off your path, to destroy you. And if they discarded you and you walked away, you got your energy back, they can feel that. And that's why they're trying to come back. But let's say you walked away from them. That means that they weren't able to complete what they were able to do. And now they're going to do whatever they can to get you back into their lives. And you guys got to stay strong because these people are very manipulative. When it comes to warlocks, we haven't really talked much about that, but those are people that put witchcraft on you to manipulate you. People that do black magic are people that's doing manipulation tactics on you to get you under their control. And if you walk away from a narcissist, them trying to manipulate you to come back is them doing witchcraft on you. And not only is it like trying to manipulate you, They do tactics to try to manifest you back into their lives. They do things to you to make you think about them a lot. So like you'll reach out to them. When it's time to leave, guys, it is time to leave. Cut that cord. Stay no contact. But then I also understand the memories start to flood in. You start to think like, what if they did change? Maybe I should give them another chance. As I just asked the chat later, you don't want to do that. And what's going to prove that you shouldn't let them back into your life is when you reach the other point of the timeline. Because, okay, they first came in, they love bombed you, then they discard, then they came back trying to like be overly nice. Now that's when the smear campaign happens. Because now they see they can't control you. And now they're like, all right, let's do witchcraft on other people to turn these people against you. And once again, you got to stay very strong when that happens to you. Because yes, it is not fun to go through a smear campaign. But also understand, if you're going through a smear campaign with like a warlock or a narcissist, you're on the brink of like a breakthrough and you're about to get to the next level. And that's what you got to tell yourself like while you're going through it. And also, I know it's the human response to want to defend yourself in a smear campaign, but I advised against it. Or once again, we'll ask the chat, what are you guys supposed to do while you're going through a smear campaign? Brittany said it really fast. Silence, silence, silence. A smear campaign is basically them trying to ruin your reputation. Silence, silence, silence. Silence is your biggest weapon in spiritual warfare, guys. When it comes to warlocks, they need your energy to manipulate. If you don't say anything, they can't manipulate you. That's why, like we were talking about monitoring spirits on the previous slide. Monitoring spirits are coming your way to get information about you so they can take it back to some narcissist that you got into it in life. So they can twist whatever you said. And I know a lot of you guys have probably experienced that. You guys got into it with a narcissist. It was either like a parent, a friend, a relationship partner. And then they send someone your way, like a monitoring spirit, a flying monkey. Now, exactly what we talked about on the last slide. Monitoring spirits do not open up to these people. Because if you open up to that monitoring spirit, they're going to play both sides. You're going to think they're on your side to like empathize with you, have sympathy. But what they're going to do, they're going to take that information and go right back to the narcissist and tell them every single thing you said. Silence, guys. Silence, silence, silence. Ignore these things that these people are doing. Because another thing that narcissists are going to do to you as well is they're going to do like reactive abuse, where they're going to keep poking at you, poking at you, poking at you. Because when it comes to these narcissists, guys, once again, they don't want to face who they truly are, and they don't want other people to see who they are. So if they see someone like you that could potentially expose them, they start coming up with plans in their head of how they can get you to switch roles with them. And one thing they're going to do is try to provoke you, because by them trying to provoke you and you respond to what they're doing, now it's no longer about what they did. It's how you reacted. And then they could point at you and be like, you see, I told you they were this. I told you they were narcissistic. And for some of you guys, being on this journey, you guys want to be empathetic and you guys want to figure these things out. Some of you guys be believing these things when people say it about you. You have to be very strong on this journey, guys, and know who you are. Don't let a narcissist call you a narcissist. One way to know you're not even a narcissist is the fact that narcissists aren't self-reflecting. The fact that they are in the position that they are in is because they don't self-reflect. So when they try to call you a narcissist, And then you go home and like, man, am I the narcissist? Am I this? Am I that? That means the witchcraft is working, and you guys gotta like really not let that stuff affect you. Appreciate the heart, me. But a big way to know you're even dealing with a narcissist is just the whole accountability thing. These people are never going to want to take accountability, guys. Trying to have a conversation with them to try to get them to take accountability is just going to be like you're talking in circles with them. That's why your spiritual gifts is going to be something that is very important on this journey, because you kind of have to get used to seeing people for who they are and taking it at face value. Your discernment is going to show you who they are, and that will allow you to walk away from people easily. That will allow you to walk away from people and not need any type of explanation. And because of that, a lot of these demons are going to get upset with you, because these demons don't like the fact that they can't be weird in front of you. These demons don't like the fact that you won't let them be demonic. And that is not your concern, guys. I think someone asked earlier, like they feel bad for doing that. Look, you're in a spiritual warfare, guys, and you guys got to learn how to protect yourselves when you're out there. If you guys are still in the point of your journey where you need that explanation, you need that closure from people, that's just going to put you guys in some very bad situations. You have to kind of like see what they do, play dumb, and move accordingly. And once again, a lot of you guys, we had to get jumped to even know that was a thing, because when we first start unlocking these gifts, we were not playing dumb. And because we weren't playing dumb, that was getting us into a lot of issues with these people. But now that you have, and you're like comfortable and grounded within your gifts, you're able to play dumb. And when you play dumb, they're always going to like trip up, say something they're not supposed to say. Your pattern recognition would show you exactly who these people are. If you guys have pattern recognition, drop ones down in the chat. Pattern recognition is also like a very underrated ability. The ability to see who people are based on the patterns that they do, that they aren't even aware about, is going to save you guys a lot of heartache. Is going to save you guys a lot of... It's going to save you guys if you're able to like listen to it. If you guys have pattern recognition, if you guys have these gifts and you're not using it, you only have yourself to blame for what is to come next. They really get offended, facts. Hey, but I'm about to move on to the next demon on this category. If you guys have any remaining questions, now's the time to ask. If you guys are on the TikTok side, shoot me a sub on YouTube. This live will be uploaded on there afterwards. Life is hell. Only if you look at it that way. Once you're in your heaven state of mindset, you start to like alchemize like all this negative energy for your greater good. Siray, appreciate the follow. What's my name on YouTube? Link is in the bio. Libra, appreciate the follow. And appreciate the heart me. You alchemize every day. It's amazing. But yeah, guys, we're going to move on to the succubus in the chat. If you guys know what succubus or incubus is, drop ones down in the chat. All right, guys, understand too, sexual energy is one of the most powerful energies in this reality. As I said in the beginning of these streams, these demons are coming your way to take you of your energy. And because of this, some of these demons are going to try to get your energy through having sex with you. Understand, guys, if you have sex with somebody, that is a sacred energy exchange. Don't just be out here having sex with anybody. That can leave you very drained. When you guys was probably in your hookup culture or you guys were just sleeping around with people, that was probably one of the worst moments or worst periods of your life. Because when you do that, you allow these demons to enter through portals to take you of said energy. That's why a lot of guys talk about SR. That's why people stay celibate, because they understand that by holding on to their sexual energy, that they can stay powerful, stay high vibrational, and keep up a spiritual barrier to not allow these demons to intercept. SR is just like a fancy way for guys saying like celibacy. I don't say it out loud because of like TikTok, but if you guys want to drop what it is down in the chat, then go for it. But like I said, if you guys stay celibate and hold on to your sexual energy, your energy is going to start going up. And by that happening, that will make you stronger in manifestation. That will make you more confident, more assertive. Your creative energy is going to go through the roof. Smart way to grow. Thank you. Yeah, so by doing all of that, that will make your life a whole lot better. I always try to preach celibacy, but I get that we're in a matrix and the matrix pushes degeneracy. It pushes the hookup culture. So that's a very weird thing to say out loud. But trust, guys, if you stay celibate, that will allow you to look younger. You will manifest at such a faster rate. But remember, we are in a spiritual warfare. So if we are in a warfare and you're holding on to your energy, there's going to be demons sent your way to steal said energy. And these demons come in the form of a succubus, which is the woman, or as an incubus, which is the men. And these people can really take your energy through sex, guys. And that's why you guys have to be careful. People can also destiny swap with you through having sex. So you can be right here on a higher level and you come across like an energy vampire, a succubus, and you have sex with them. And if you stay around them for too long, that's going to allow your life to go downhill. You could probably get fired from your job, lose your money, lose your car if you have one. Because what they're doing a frequency exchange. And like I said, with energy vampires, once they have more energy than you, those people will discard you pretty fast. Destiny, thank you. Remember, guys, destiny swappers, energy vampires, they don't want to reciprocate the energy. It is all an energy thing. These people are going to come into your life. They're going to love bomb you. They're going to make it seem like they're going to be with you forever. But once they have that energy from you, they're going to discard you and move on to the next person. If you guys have experienced that within your life, drop ones in the chat. People coming into your life, promising one thing, but as soon as they took your energy, they was gone. Future fake. And a lot of times too, these demons, they're possessing the vessel and the vessel doesn't even know what they're doing. I'm not saying this is 100% of the time, but if you have a demon that's like love bombing you, sometimes the vessel actually thinks that they do love you. But as soon as you don't have said energy anymore, they will discard you after that. And it will be the most confusing thing you will go through. Because at that point, that's when the mask is going to drop. You're going to think to yourself, like, were you ever real? Was this a real relationship? You guys can't have a real relationship with a demon. That's why discernment is going to be very powerful and necessary on this journey. Once you know you're dealing with a demon, guys, it is time to walk away from that person. And if you guys are still at the point where like you're making excuses for these demons, you got some work to do. You got some work to do. Because at that point, you're probably going to have to go through it to understand that this is a real thing. And that's why you also have to have empathy for people that aren't just there yet. When it comes to people that doesn't believe in this knowledge, sometimes they have to see it for themselves to actually believe this is a real thing. But remember, these people allow themselves to get possessed because they are vibrating on a lower frequency. These are people that went through so much trauma, they wasn't able to figure it out, and now their vice is to have sex with other people. That's why some people, they can't be single at all. They're always hopping to the next relationship. If you guys know someone like that or you dated someone like that, drop ones in the chat. When people do that, they aren't happy within themselves. They are constantly trying to find their next victim to destiny swap, because they're using other person's energy to benefit their own life. This reality isn't that complicated, guys. It's all about evolving and kind of learning through the trauma. If you are dating somebody and you break up and you learn a lesson and you elevate, you are going to win in that situation. But if as soon as you get out of a relationship, the thoughts get a little bit too loud, you don't want to figure it out, and you go date a whole nother person, you're not healing, and that your demons are eventually going to take over you. And that's fine for those individuals if they don't want to grow. But you guys have to be aware if this person is in your life. Because once again, if you leave them in your life for too long, they can literally ruin your whole life. And this stuff isn't just financially. It's like it goes so much deeper. These energy vampires, they'll be around you. They start looking better. And you'll start looking older. Your skin's not going to be as glowing. They take your happiness. They'll leave you at rock bottom if you leave these demons around you for too long. And energy vampires, they don't know how to take accountability. So they'll do all of that. They'll leave you at rock bottom, and they'll leave you right there to pick up the pieces. People always ask, like, how do you get that stuff back if you lose it? And that's the good news as well. Anything that is taken away from you guys, you can get it back. Like the book of Job in the Bible, a lot of you guys are living testaments of that down here in the chat as well. If you guys lost it all and you guys was able to get it back times 10, drop ones down in the chat. Hey, Snub, thank you. I'm a living testament as well. I lost everything twice. I was always able to get my stuff back. And I not only did I get the stuff back, but I became a stronger person for it. And the stuff that I got back, I got like way more stuff back. So when you guys know you're dealing with a demon, all you got to do is walk away from these people. You don't have to overcomplicate it. You don't have to like go to someone to do a cord cutting. Yes, that does make it easier, but you guys have the power within you. These demons try to manipulate you to make you feel like you're not as powerful. But at the end of the day, you guys are way stronger than you could ever imagine. That's why you guys just got to call your power back. And this is something we do in these streams a lot. But right now, if any of you guys in here, you guys have someone pulling on your energy. If you have a succubus or incubus in your life, everyone in the chat, just write down below, I call my power back. Write it down in all capital letters. Don't just write it, but say it out loud and feel it, and imagine a cord actually being cut. You guys don't have to allow these demons to keep draining you. They manipulate you to give your energy to them. And I know it's kind of hard to be able to walk away from them. But if you're able to fast, stay no contact, trust that over time it's going to get a lot easier. And some of you guys like have been messaging me too, that like sometimes when you do this, someone's going to hit you up. If you guys truly believe it and you're walking in that energy, because law of divine oneness, when you're completely done with the energy vampire, they will feel it. They will definitely feel it. Feel that their energy supply source is getting a little bit more wiser and is walking away. So if you're fully done with them, they're going to text you and try to come back into your life. If the I call my power back doesn't work, write someone a letter. Because yes, I get they're an energy vampire, but you might be like hooked onto them with that soul tie. So you might need to do something a little bit extra. Write a letter about all the things you want to say to this person. You don't have to give it to them, but do some type of release to get that person out of your energy. Because all this overthinking and anxiety and depression you guys have isn't your own energy. It's probably someone else manipulating you or doing something outside of your energy. You don't have to leave these people like around you. No contact and real no contact. Not the no contact where you hit them up every other day. Not the no contact where you check their social media, check their pictures. You gotta just delete everything. But succubus and incubus too, guys, they can't just attack you like in a 3D. They can also attack you like while you are sleeping. So these demons will try to get your energy like through your dreams. Understand that spiritual warfare isn't just when you're awake. It can happen when you are sleeping. But there are ways to protect yourself. Fasting, I said that a lot throughout this stream. Fasting is very powerful. If you find that you're getting attacked a lot like while you're sleeping, go to sleep in a fasted state. Eat your last meal like 6 hours, 5 hours before bed. If you can lucid dream, that can help you as well. Also, don't sleep in a room with like an open mirror. Cover that with a blanket or something. Because mirrors are portals to the spiritual realm. But that is crazy. Like spiritual warfare just doesn't stop when you're awake. You guys can go to sleep, get a full 8 hours of sleep, and then wake up. You can still be like extremely exhausted. And the TV as well. But hopefully you guys can be able to recognize a succubus and incubus like when you're dealing with them out there in the wild. They're people that don't want to connect with you in a normal way. Once again, they just kind of want control. So when you guys start to wise up when you're in like some type of relationship or a talking stage with somebody, and you can start to see all they want is control, all they want is attention, you can be able to walk away. And what's going to happen too is these demons, they don't love you like in a normal way. And when I say a normal way, I mean in the way that you guys like love people. They just want control. They just want to show you off as like a trophy. But as soon as you're able to walk away from them, the roles are going to reverse. And then they're going to start chasing you. They're going to start like yearning over you because their version of love is like some twisted game. When it comes to these demons, they're all playing these type of power games. If you're able to walk away from them, they're going to think you're playing a game. They're going to think you won. When in reality, like you guys don't play games. That's why a lot of you guys don't even date people because You see that 90% of people are just playing games out there, and you guys just want like an authentic relationship with people. But a majority of people out there just be playing. In this dating game right now, guys, if you're out there dating, you guys are very brave people. Being a light worker, you guys attract a lot of BS. Being an awakened soul, dating is not for the weak. You probably had a better time dating like when you were like your worst version. Even though there was still BS there, you probably had more options. But the more up you go in spirituality, the less pool of people you have to choose from. And a lot of those people, someone said like Dracula. And a lot of those people you have to choose from, they are, like that person said, just people that just want to drain you. And you guys got to use your discernment to be able to see this coming from a mile away. Because these people put on a mask. These people mirror you. These people study you from a distance, and all they try to do is give you back your own personality. So you guys have to be able to see through that. And the fact that you guys are lonely, that's why you guys have to learn how to be by yourself. The paradox about this reality is like when you finally don't need somebody, that's when someone's finally going to come in your life. So when you finally love yourself, you're finally going to attract someone that will treat you the same exact way. Hey, but that is the last spirit I'm going to talk about on this stream, guys. Like I said, if you're on the TikTok side, shoot me a follow. I'm not going to leave right now. I'm going to spend like 10 more minutes like answering questions you guys may have. But thank you guys for vibing out with me. Christine, appreciate the follow. This has been the hottest day like ever. I gotta remember to buy a fan and put in here. T2, appreciate the follow. You want to hear more about warlocks? They're just people that's very manipulative. They are the Machiavellians of this society. They're people that they're just kind of very cunning. They know how to set things up to get their way. They do black magic on you to make you think you're doing something out of your own intention, when in reality, they were just manipulating you. Heat wave in LA. Someone's like, cover my television. Yeah, I'm not going to tell people what to do. I would recommend you cover your television while you sleep. It's hot in Florida too. The thing is too, like I have an AC, but I know if I put it on, like it's going to be super loud. Is it like Tupac Machiavelli? That's a very good question. It is, but also too, when it comes to witchcraft, I know this is not a conversation a lot of people want to have, but intention is everything. So I know some people hear witchcraft and they automatically think evil, but it's all about the intention of like how you use it. Me, myself, I stay away from those things, but I can see the bigger picture when it comes to these things. Jenny Bear, appreciate the follow. Mine is running 24/7. What is an NPC? Chat, you guys answer that one. Who's gonna get it first? What is an NPC? Noah was on it pretty fast. Noah says non-playable character. So So warlocks can act charming, but in reality, they are game players. If anything, warlocks be like the most charming people. They know how to play a character to get people to fall for their illusions. That's the thing about having discernment. People can be very charming, but like you'll be able to see through it. Mortar, thank you. I cut him off early, but he's scary persistent. Just keep him out of your life. Like some people can't accept losing access to you. That doesn't mean that you have to kind of just keep blocking them. How to protect ourselves from warlocks. The higher up you vibe, the more witchcraft doesn't affect you. How can you tell if someone is doing witchcraft? Many different ways. One way you can tell is like you're lethargic, you're more tired than usual. Normally when you have like a group of people around you or someone that is doing witchcraft on you, you will start having anxiety. Like you'll be overthinking a lot. So pay attention to how you feel. Like if you're normally someone that's like upbeat, and I don't know, where you just have anxiety, that anxiety is coming from somewhere. Flying monkeys, what about them? Anika, appreciate the follow. Don't live in fear and have faith in God. Love the message. You just gotta trust what happens is meant to. Facts. Flying monkeys are not meant to be trusted. If you guys are out there trusting flying monkeys, good luck. Like I said, sometimes some things you just have to kind of go through it to be like, you know what? I shouldn't be doing that. I have a 75-inch TV. Throw the blanket on top. Define what is flying monkey. Minions, people that follow the narcissist blindly. You can literally have like a narcissist terrorizing community, and the flying monkeys, the minions, are gonna like look the other way and act like they don't know what's going on. Narcissists surround themselves with people that won't hold them accountable. They surround them with people that like just kind of uphold the negative stuff they're doing. That's why if you guys like are around a narcissist and a flying monkeys, like I don't recommend being around them. But if you're forced to be around them, don't forget who you are and have a strong sense of boundaries. Mean Girls, exactly. If you're talking about the movie, then facts. Planet is full of empty vessels. What a joy it must be. Hey, Fairfax, I know we think exactly the same. The boss battle always has too many bosses. That's how I be feeling. If you guys get into like a boss battle with like a narcissist, there's always like many fights that comes after it. Cause like if you take down a narcissist, they're like very egotistical and they don't like the fact that like you came out on top. So they're not gonna leave you alone. And one thing they're gonna do is send like one of their minions your way. Wizard of Oz flying monkeys. That's exactly where it's from. Pamela, thank you. And Chris Blessings, welcome to the community. How do you know my life? You always follow me. We are aligned, my friends. Low-keys, there's levels to this. Yeah, new levels, new devils. That's why I've kind of learned that, like, I know nothing. Because even to this day, there are some things that kind of surprises me. But I kind of just try to stay open-minded, and I just collect the information. And I come back to you guys, and I report back. I call this, like, what we do, like, light worker meetings. It's like we all come together, we kind of share our experiences. Because after this live ends, we got to go back out there. And it is not pretty. Hippie, thank you. Why cover my TV? While you sleep, if you sleep next to like a mirror, you can potentially be open to getting spiritually attacked like a lot more. How often do you stream? I used to do it every day, but it's been so hot. Like today, like halfway, I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I will try to get a fan this weekend and go back to like my consistent schedule. How you get your stolen energy back? Let's see if the chat was paying attention. How do you get your stolen energy back, guys? Like if someone steals your energy, how do you get it back? Soledad, thank you. Leave, meditation, fast. Exactly. If you just walk away, you stay away from the person, you will get your energy back. But remember what I said too. So this is one way to tell like you're dealing with like an energy vampire. And a lot of you guys probably be like in talking stages with one, and then you finally kind of like wise up and then you walk away. They were siphoning you of energy. So if in your head you say that you're done with that person, they will feel it. And because they can feel it, as soon as they feel the shift, they're going to try to do everything they can to come back into your life. That's why you guys have to kind of not let love blind you. Not even with relationships, but with like family members as well. Because you guys are so willing to want to see the good in people, but continuously doing that can allow yourselves to get like pretty messed up. Remember, guys, there's only 10% of people that's like awakened out there. And the 10% that is awakened, they're not even all good people. So remember, I used to think that like spiritual people, like we were all good. There's people that wake up and they're like tormenting like people. So you guys have to kind of use your discernment, like when you're like talking to people online and when you're looking at like these spiritual creators as well. Yeah, Ebony, I had to learn the hard way. Level, thank you. Another Earth Angel, welcome in. No rose-colored glasses, exactly. See, you guys be knowing. You guys know what's up. That's why I know you guys say that like you appreciate like me being here, but honestly, like I appreciate having you guys to talk to as well, because I don't be talking to people. Like I don't just be saying that just to say that. Like I really don't talk to people. But the fact that you guys understand me, that is amazing. Good morning from the Netherlands. Welcome in. BB, what's up? Play a song. So we're working with 5%. So we're working with 5%. It's hard out here in these streets. Facts. You just got to play dumb and just kind of understand that we will attract the people that's for us eventually. You just got to kind of like not just let everybody in as easily. I choose me first. Now I have to cut off everybody. A lot of us had to do that when we first awakened, which was a pretty sad thing to do. Like you awaken, then you have to cut off your family members, your friends, and it's pretty lonely in the beginning, but then you kind of get used to it over time, and then you start to see that it makes you a stronger person. You can't get to the point though where like the isolation, like you become kind of addicted to it. So I'd be saying like you got to kind of find that balance. Yeah, because I don't trust them. I feel it. Draw, thank you. No need to cut them off. They will do it to themselves. Yeah, some of them. Do you also fast? Yeah, I fast every day. Intermittent fasting. SYL, appreciate the rose. How do I stop witchcraft? There's always going to be people out there trying to do witchcraft on you. You just have to get yourself to a point where it no longer affects you. If you're able to keep a positive vibration while you're going through the witchcraft, you'll be fine. Like me, I have a gratitude journal. And anytime someone tries to like do witchcraft on me, I alchemize the energy. And I also write that I'm even grateful that I'm even going through these attacks. Because by doing that, it's just like Miss Cutie said, it's like a return to sender. You are a true loner. Do you ever miss being normal again? That's actually a really good question. I would say like 10-15% of the time. I get the thoughts of like ignorance is bliss. But then I also start to understand like the 80% of the time, I recognize it's a blessing for me to be awakened and for me to be able to do what I do. Appreciate the heart me. And I do get like some of you guys are kind of like new to your journey. So you guys are some of you guys are like, man, this is horrible. I don't want to be awakened. Understand that it does get better. And I know that's like the most cliche thing to say, but it truly does get better. Because this path now, even though like I'm like a lot more alone, a lot of people think I'm crazy, this is actually the happiest I've ever been. And I have like the most success I've ever had, the most things in my life. So if you're able to kind of like stay with the pain, like life is going to get a lot better for you. Viewer, appreciate the follow. I just thought like I would have, you can't have it all is like what I'm discovering. Because I thought like where I was at, I would have everyone from my past like with me. But to get to like the top or like to get to where you guys are going is going to come with like a lot of sacrifice. And either you're going to be able to sacrifice or you're going to stay stuck in that timeline. You got to choose one or the other. True alchemist. G Sabia, right back at you. It's always sacrifice. You're in a shedding stage, you got this. How do you view transmutation? That's what I do every day. I'm on SR, so I use the energy to like do social media every day, be able to do these lives, make more money, just things in my life. Transmutation is amazing. It's insane how a lot of people can relate. That's the beauty of social media. That's why I like that it's even a thing that we can all connect. Because if I had to like spawn in at a time where there was no social media, I probably would have already lost my mind. Hey guys, but it is midnight on my end. I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you guys for vibing out with me today. Shoot me a follow. I will try to be live on Saturday. I gotta go buy a fan. But until then, love you guys. Thank you. If you guys want to watch this YouTube stream afterwards, subscribe to me on my YouTube. Appreciate the heart, man. Lisa, thank you. Yeah, I'm out of here, guys. W mod. Catch you later.